Good evening, friends. God bless you. And starting today, we are going to start a new study. And this particular study, I'm not going to refer to particular passage in the Bible, but this is the question that most of the Christians are facing. And when our kids goes to school, and when they ask question, we always stumble on those questions. And that questions is how you explain the evolution theory against Bible. How you can justify or how you can nullify the evolution theory that we are learning from early childhood. What is the answers we can find in Bible? What science is talking about? Now, let me explain first is I am not expert, I am not astrophysicist, I am not scientist. All I'm trying to do is now this information is available. You can Google it by yourself and you can find it. All I'm trying to do is to bring the facts together and let the Holy Spirit lead us into understanding what Bible is talking about and what science is telling us about the evolution. So let us see, according to evolution timeline, the Big Bang happened about 20 billion years ago. That means there are 9 zeros over 20. And then Earth was formed around 4.6 billion years ago. And according to that timeline, man evolved from single organisms to complex organism about 30 million years ago. Now, if you look into Bible in Genesis, we see that God created the heavens and earth. And there is a whole account. You can open the Bible and you can read the creation story. And if you follow the creation story, there is you can find the time, the length, because there are years of how many years everyone lived from Adam to onwards, and you can calculate. So if you follow the timeline, what Bible talks about in a creation story, the God created earth about 6,000 years ago. So about 4,000 years BC, earth was created. Compared to evolution says that about 4.6 billion years ago, earth was formed. According to creation timeline, about 4,400 years ago, big flood came. We call it a flood of Noah. And Jesus, the birth of Jesus, divided the history in BC and AD. And since Jesus' birth, about we are living in now 2019. So about 2,000 years has passed from Jesus' birth. So earth is about 6,000 years old. Now, to understand what evolution timeline says about earth and how we can say that, or how we can find out the inconsistency, what are the inconsistency we have in evolution theory. And look at some of the law of the physics, and look at some of the cosmos, the galaxies, the stars and moons. Today we are going to focus on a couple of things here. If you know that if everything spins clockwise and something comes out, some object comes out from whatever is spinning clockwise, they also rotate in the same direction, means clockwise. So if the main object is rotating clockwise, then everything that comes out also rotates in a clockwise. So we know that the sun, suppose for understanding, Earth and all the planets came out from sun. That is our solar system. And if that is the case, that if sun rotates clockwise, then everything else, all the planets, should be rotating in the same direction. However, if you know that Uranus, Venus, and possibly Pluto are rotating backwards, so all the planets rotate in one direction, then Uranus, Venus, and Pluto rotates in other directions. So if everything, all the planets has come out from our sun, our solar system we are talking about, then Uranus, Venus, and Pluto, why they are rotating in a different direction than other planets? And science has no explanation. If you look at our solar system, like Earth has a moon, other planet has moon, so there are total 91 moons are in our solar system. Out of 91 moons, 8 moons, we first talk about 3 planets, now we are talking about 8 moons. 8 moons also rotate backwards, and we don't have an explanation for that. Not only that, there are 3 planets, Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn. They have their moons, but they have some of the moon rotates this way and some moon rotates this way. Some moon rotates clockwise, some moon rotates counterclockwise. So Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn has a moon that rotates orbiting in both directions. Now, how that happens? If you look at sun, the composition, chemical composition of sun, it's 98% of sun is hydrogen and helium. But Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, those are the planets that has a less than 1% of hydrogen and helium. If all planets has come out from the sun, then they should have the same amount of hydrogen and helium, or the combination, whatever it is, but which is not the case. How can all the planets, if you compare the what they are made up of, all planets are different than each other? And not only that, some of the galaxies in the universe also rotates backwards. Now this law of physics, that is what I explained, is called conservation of angular momentum. Conservation of angular momentum. So if the main object is rotating, suppose a clockwise, everything that comes after that object rotates also in a clockwise direction. That is a law of physics called conservation of angular momentum. But we are not finding that in our own solar system. So now the evolution theory cannot explain. And how about Bible? Bible does not say about the rotations and everything. But God is beyond the law. And I believe that God has created these rotations in such a way that science cannot explain. And we have to come to the conclusion there is a somebody or there is something called, we call it a God, has created the universe and our own solar system. So when you go out and look at the sun and moon and stars, Bible says that the heavens declares the glory of God. And you will be wondering that yes, God is a creator of universe. God is a creator of you and me. This is an interesting study. So open up the Bible and find every verse related to sun and moon and stars, and you will find fascinating things what God is talking to us through this creation. God bless you and thank you.